Welcome back to Life in Sweden with me, Shalika Marker. We are heading to Skansen in this video. We are driving through Stockholm City. I'm sorry it's a little fast. We were trying to get there in a hurry, but you can get a glimpse of all the nice architectural buildings that we have in Stockholm. I absolutely love the Stockholm design, and it really is quite interesting. If you do come into Stockholm, you'll find some really old architectural buildings against some very modern 50s, which are really not my cup of tea, but you get a mix of it. So we are making our way to Skansen, which is a outdoor theme park, and this is the Nordic Museum. Now, it is a beautiful building. I've never been inside it. It is really, really substantial. I think people really like it, but I've never been. The tram passing by, yes, we still have trams here in Stockholm in some areas. And now we are heading into Skansen. We are going to go and park. And before we head into the theme park, we're waiting on some friends. Let's get into the boutique. Now, in this boutique, you're going to find all very, very traditional Scandinavian handicraft. And if you're looking for something to give people back home from your visit, I would recommend a wooden butter knife. They're inexpensive, they're a beautiful gift, and they're very, very traditional to Sweden. So I highly recommend going into this boutique. Now, this boutique is a little bit expensive, but that's for all touristic places wherever you go in the world. But it really was beautiful, like these traditional kitchen design sets. I was so loving them. I'd love to have something like this for Christmas, but they were really quite pricey. Maybe someday I will invest in something, but because I change up my Christmas decor all the time, I'm reluctant to invest in something that is so designer and so of a design style. So as you go along, as you can see, we did visit during Christmas time. I know this video is coming out late, so many other videos to put out. This is also very traditional to Sweden. They have these woven hearts that they hang up on the doors, and these sort of woven details for Christmas are dated really, really far back in Sweden, because that's what they used to hang up on their Christmas trees before obviously we got all the other types of Christmas decor that we have today. We've now come into Skansen. Now, Skansen is a really unique and very special place. It is an outdoor museum. It is something you have to see if you come to Sweden. It is a must. I've never seen anything like it anywhere else in the world, or I've never heard of it either. So you really get a taste of Swedish culture, what it was like before, and really old Swedish history. So it really is a sort of history museum, which is an outdoor sort of a theme park, if you will, but it really is a must. Now, next to a restaurant there, you will see this building. This building is where they do the glass blowing. So let's go in and have a look. Once you've finished watching the glass blowing and you've had your fill of that, you definitely want to head on next door to the shop where they have all sorts of different things that they make here. You could buy a souvenir, you could buy a few things that you like, and it really is something very, very special, and I highly recommend you stopping by. This is what an old shop would look like, and this is an old petrol pump. and this is the Nordic Museum. You see the view as you come up to Skansen, because Skansen is on a higher level. It really is a stunning view, and I highly recommend it if you like that sort of scenery. These are the Viking stones. They are really, really old. That one's been brought to Skansen so that you can have a look at it. And we are walking towards the Christmas market. This is why I love Skansen so much during Christmas. You can hear from my voice, I'm really giddy even though I'm doing a voiceover. It is something that I find is so special and so sort of, you know, out of this world for me anyway. The cold weather, the warm food, the mulled wine, the old music. I love sort of dance music. Not everybody likes this dance band music. It's kind of an old people's music, if you will, but I absolutely love it. The kids have such a great time here. So I'm just going to let you watch some of the footage. We are just going through some of the shop. They've got some mistletoe here, and I really enjoy the way the Swedes decorate for Christmas. It's a no fuss, very natural approach, which I think is just stunning, and I try to incorporate that into my home as well. You see some of these unique baubles. I love coming to these sort of shops and buying these sort of one-off pieces. I do have some of them at home, and I use them on my tree every single year. We brought some friends of ours who lived in England over here, and they have 2 daughters, and they thought it was really, really lovely. Very special, these wreaths. You could pick them up here as well for your home. I am going to preface that Skansen is not a cheap place to buy your things, and obviously if you're a tourist, taking a wreath back home for Christmas is not possible. But these gnomes and very traditional baubles that you see, this sort of acorns, is definitely something you can pick up and maybe take back home. So I'm gonna let you enjoy the footage. We've got some dancing and music coming along, and I will probably talk you through some of the things a little bit later on.
I don't know Andrew, I didn't eat it.
riktig.
Ja, den är riktig.
Riktigt. Ja, den är riktig.
Inte en vandrande pinne där.
Nej, det är inte pinnen.
Det är ett
vandrande
djur
pinne.
som kallas för vandrande pinne.
Det ser
Har vi
lite
ett till djur här? Ser du? Ett vandrande blad.
Nej, jag ser den. Jag ser den.
Visst är den väldigt lik de här andra bladen? Det är nästan lite svårt att se.
Är den
kan få-
djuren?
Ja, det är djuret.
Åh,
De
nej, jag
blir som
ser
har-
benen. Jag ser benen.
Ja, du ser benen. Ja.
Jag kan också klättra runt om du vill.
You see, Skansen is a very child-friendly place. This is another thing I love about living in Sweden. Most often, anywhere you go, even if it's a shop or a museum, they always have a section for children. Very family-orientated, and I think your kids would absolutely love Skansen. So this is what they had set up for Christmas time. It was not here all year round, but it was a sort of handicraft place for children. So you could take your children there and they could spend a few hours or half an hour or whatever you like. But the idea is that you have a place to go where your kids can do some activities, because if you want to spend the entire day in Skansen, it's always nice to take a break, come inside. It was warm here. Our kids enjoyed it. Santa Claus turned up when we were there. So adjoining the kids' arts and crafts section for Christmas, they had a section where you could go and try your hand at making candles. Now this was also very child orientated because she had sort of the candle molds already done, and you could just dip your candles in, which is what our kids are doing here, and then you just pull it out and then the candle just gets thicker, and they were giving it to her, and then you put it on this drying rack. So this was also really fun. Different types of candles they were making, as again here you see, very simple, very traditional to Sweden, these sort of candles, and it was really a fun idea that they had. These sort of different activities they have that change up seasonally here in Skansen. So along with everything else, Skansen has a zoo. It has a variety of animals you can see, especially children would really enjoy it. We're looking at the moose at the moment. You can definitely see moose here at Skansen. Obviously, it's something you see here in Sweden and obviously North America. We see some of our moose up in the north where we have a summer house. So if you want to see them in the wild, my recommendation would be to hit that subscribe button, because I might capture them on video whenever I'm up in the north. So after that, we decided that we would take the kids to Santa Claus's workshop.
This is Max. I think I met you too inside, right? Did I? Yeah. Take off your gloves so you can.
Now, I loved the Santa Claus workshop that they had created for the kids in Skansen, because it is like nothing you've seen before. It was an eclectic mix of things. Santa Claus had a chair and a warm fireplace. You had a lot of traditional Swedish Christmas decor. Then you had lots of different colored paintings on the wall. You had a Mexican hat, you had a cowboy hat. It was an eclectic mix. You had some Asian mixes coming in. It was so fun. It was really a lovely place very inspiring. It really inspired me to do something like this for Christmas one year in my home. As you can see, it's sort of fake fireplace next to the chair. Everything just looks so cozy and so inspiring, because I can watch the vlog back again and really get some inspiration, because maybe next year I might feel like turning my home into Santa Claus's workshop. We don't know. That would be really, really fun for the kids. So I really loved it. I thought it was a great idea to bring the kids in. Now, during this time, this was only for Christmas, so we had to book it while we were at Skansen. You could talk to somebody there and just book a time, because obviously it was small and they had Santa Claus there and he was going to give the kids some special time. The Santa Claus that you have in Sweden, it's really called Tomtenissar. It's not the regular Santa Claus that you would expect with sort of white beard. It's sort of Santa Claus helper. So it was really, really fun, and he was a mix. I think he was Asian or something. So it was really, really fun to see him in his Santa Claus workshop. So once we were done that, we were going to go and take the kids to look at some of the animals, even though it was a little bit dark outside. Look guys, what he has in here. Det är dagsbarnen. Come on, children. The next group must come. Over here you can see the traditional Swedish Christmas stars in bright red. And after Santa Claus's workshop, we decided to go and have a look at some of the animals. As you can see, I think it was around 3 o'clock, but it's still, or really around 2 o'clock, and it was really quite dark. But we walked around, had a look at some of the animals. The kids got to see the owl, which was really fun for them. I'm sorry, oh, there you can see him flying. It's a little bit difficult, it's quite dark. And once we were finished with that, we were all a little hungry and tired, and it was time to have a small fika. And then it was time for us to make our way back out. The Christmas lights were on, the weather was perfect. We had such a wonderful day in Skansen. I always feel so blessed every time I visit Skansen that I live in Sweden. It really is a beautiful place. This is an overview of Skansen. So as you come here, this is where you would start. So this is the entire place. So it really is a lot to cover. So I do recommend coming early in the morning, getting yourself a pass, and really spending an entire day here enjoying everything that Skansen has to offer. Thank you so much for being here. I love putting out these videos on my life here in Sweden. I hope it inspires you to visit Sweden if you can, and for those of you who aren't able to visit, I hope these videos give you an insight what life looks like here and live vicariously through me. Thank you so much. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next vlog.